and we begin this morning with the growing pressure on the Trump administration for answers about the deaths of 4 U.S. Army soldiers in Niger.
The death of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson and 3 other soldiers has congressional leaders asking the Pentagon for answers about the Operation Niger. Johnson's funeral is scheduled for today in Florida. And President Trump's response to how he deals with grieving military families has touched off a feud with a Democratic congresswoman and the media. Errol Barnett is at the White House. Errol, good morning.
Good morning. A U.S. law enforcement official confirms to CBS News that the FBI is now assisting in the military's investigation of that deadly ambush in Niger, which killed Sergeant Johnson and his fellow soldiers. But the White House remains tight-lipped.
Mr. President, did you authorize the mission in Niger?
President Trump refused to answer a pointed question over his role, even as new information on the U.S. operation in which 4 soldiers were killed came to light. The body of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson was found nearly a mile away from the ambush site. Pentagon officials say a locator beacon was tracked for several hours, fueling hopes he was alive. But the biggest mystery is why the patrol had not expected enemy contact in a part of Niger where this UN map shows 46 attacks took place over the last 20 months.
We are not getting sufficient amount of information, and we are clearing a lot of that up now.
A day after Senator John McCain said it may be necessary to issue a subpoena to the Pentagon, the Secretary of Defense was summoned to the Capitol.
We can always improve on communication, and that's exactly what we'll do.
General James Mattis told Senator McCain and Senator Lindsey Graham in back-to-back briefings that the war on terrorism is shifting to Africa.
We don't want the next 9/11 to come from Niger.
Also, President Trump's impromptu remarks in a Tuesday condolence call to a grieving widow of one of the soldiers killed in the attack ignited a firestorm.
Why was he left alone? Was he still alive?
Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson criticized the president for telling Sergeant Johnson's widow, quote, he knew what he signed up for.
You don't call up a young woman, a grieving mother of 2, who is with child, and say your husband, no, your guy, knew when he signed up what he was getting himself into.
But in an interview set to air Sunday, the president doubles down.
And the call was a very nice call.
Now, President Trump earlier in the week claimed that he had contacted virtually every Gold Star family that had lost a military service member during his time in office. But a report in a Capitol Hill newspaper contradicts that claim and shows senior White House aides did not even have an up-to-date list of Americans killed in action. Alex?
Errol Barnett at the White House. Thanks, Errol.